it is 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
Okay. And then it has what do you call this? It has a lot of crystals inside of the house. It's an open concept. It's a half acre lot.
I get you.
Yeah. The other one, I'm asking 875. That one is what do you call this? This here is 1.7 acres.
Okay.
Okay. It is what do you call this? It's like very private, very private. It has their own gate.
Okay.
It has a pool. It has a pool. It has a good landscape. It has the front. It has what do you call this? A fountain. Very nice fountain.
Uh-huh.
That fountain alone is about 50,000. The lot in that area is about 250,000. If you run it.
Okay.
You just have to buy the lot. The house is about 1,500 square foot living area. They have what do you call this? They have so what do you call this? I'm fixing it because there was kind of a what do you call this? There was a rain and basically, that it never been changed. So I'm kind of changing it
I
because
get
I'm living there right now. The roof is changed. The roof is changed. I just changed it about because it's 2019. It has a new roof. Ever since the house was built, this is the first time that I changed the roof. Okay?
you. Yeah.
So, what do you call this? It's basically like one Hispanic, like what do you call this? A shelter type, Hispanic type,
Yeah.
Spanish home. Yeah. So, so that's what I'm doing. But what do you call this? The landscape are really nice. It has a nice veranda downstairs and upstairs. You know.
I get you.
So, so
Okay.
that's why. But
Um.
yeah, if you want to go for it, I think you see, just the yard itself. And also, what do you call this? The other one also. But the other one, what do you call this? It's very, both of them are gated. But I have my own view. So can you call it like a snake? Nobody told you whatever. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, you know what? You can go ahead. You can think about it. Welcome to San Pedro.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you that. Let me ask you this. Those sound like prices for somebody that might want to live there. Again, do you have a price for a cash and buyer?
For a cash buyer,
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Again, if I'm gonna buy it as an investment, I can't pay what it's worth. I gotta get a little bit of discount.
what do you, the other one, I little bit of discount. Take a look at it. We can sit down if you like it. We can sit down and negotiate.
Okay. How come you haven't
That's
called
fine.
a realtor? Again, if you want the top dollar, again, realtors can if it's a
What,
good price, they can definitely get it sold. Of course, you gotta pay the commissions, etc. Right? Um,
what did you say? What did you say?
have you talked to a realtor?
No, no, no. I don't want because we got what do you call this? The house are fully paid off.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing. Both of the houses. Why do I have to waste money? What do you call this? If somebody is willing to buy it, first we can just go to the lawyer's office
Yeah.
and we don't
Well,
have to do it. We're wasting all the money for anything.
yeah. Well, the
We have
reason
only
why
cash. Yes.
you go to realtors is because they have the buyers that pay top retail, not because
Yeah.
of the fees. Is that they have, again, that's their business. They do their marketing to get buyers lined up to
Yeah.
get. So that's why you want to go to a realtor. If you want top dollar, you go to a realtor. Again,
Yes.
if you want to cash it out right away, you go to an investor. Again, the investor
Yeah.
is gonna do the same thing. Once he buys it off of you, is gonna resell it to a buyer that's gonna live there, and it's gonna use a realtor. So it's kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. I know that. I know
yeah,
that.
you, yeah. Even
I
if
know
it's,
that.
again,
Really? Yeah.
like when I use a realtor because they have the buyers. I don't use a realtor
Uh-huh.
because they know how to do the contracts. No, I use a realtor
Yeah.
because they have the
Well,
buyers.
you know what? What do you call this? This is how we do it. Okay. If you like it, we what do you call this? We basically agree to the price. And if you want to pay cash, whatever you want to do, you want to get a loan, we can make it for you.
Yeah.
You want to good line of credit, we can get a loan.
do you need the whole cash, or are you willing to? Are you okay being my bank for maybe 3 or 5 years if I gave you your purchase price?
Yeah, do you want to go to the bank?
No,
5 years? What are your proposal?
you are you open to you being my bank?
I'll be the
Yeah,
I'll be the bank.
and you collecting
Okay?
the interest.
Okay, I've collected the interest. I'll be the bank.
Yeah, you're the bank. We agreed to a price. Everything's on the same, but
Okay.
instead of me paying the bank, I pay you.
You pay me. Okay. What are you willing to do for the payment?
It's up to you. Again, I gotta look at the what I can do for the property. Either am I gonna buy it as a rental, buy it as a flip? I don't know. It looks like it's not gonna be a flip. It's gonna be more like a rental.
The only way that I probably would do that is basically if I get basically 50%. That I know that the sale is not gonna be pending, that you are a serious buyer with the purchase.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's fine at this point.
yeah,
So that's your really fine. Yes, you do have a credit. Basically, I'm receiving. I'm taking the whole thing that business serious business purpose. And you know, if you know some down, the rest you can finance it. That is what I'm going to do.
uh-huh.
Because I didn't know you enough for it. So definitely, the house is very secure. Yeah, this is something. Just go to the real estate area, and basically we can do this kind of transaction.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Yeah, you can check it also. You know, somebody that you check the title is clear whatsoever. Yeah.
All right,
So
sounds
I
good.
don't think.
Let me look at the properties. Let me do some work homework on it,
Oh yeah,
and then I'll call you back, and maybe I drive by and look at the houses.
yeah, no problem. Yeah. And then we can take a deal. We can sit down and make a deal. That's it. Okay.
Okay, man.
Perfect. All right.
Have a
Bye
good day.
bye. You too. Bless you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hey guys,
Yo,
sorry about money calls. What's going on, my guys? How's everybody doing on
um,
Friday?
all good, all good. What's up, Arturo?
Good, my brother. Any updates? Anything you guys want to talk about? That lady that I was just talking to again. That property, she's crazy. She wants worth like 350. She wants 450. The one's worth like 750. She wants 1 million. My area, in my area, the average house that sells is like 180. So those are out of the picture numbers. I asked her that probably the only way we can do this is you be my bank. And she's like, how does that work? Like, yeah, instead of me paying the bank, I pay you. And she's like, yeah, but she wants 50% down payment. Like, she's just again, she's just wasting time. The houses are paid for, and that's why I asked her, how come you haven't listed it with an agent? And then
Mhm.
she's like, well, I can do the contracts myself, and that's what I said. Well, you don't get a real estate agent till the contracts. You get an agent because they have the buyers. They market to buyers. If someone's gonna pay top retail for a house, I don't use them because they know how to do the contracts. I use them because they have the buyers. That's their business, having buyers lined up. I can do the listing, I can do the contracts. It's just having their personal skills to find buyers to get in line for them to find their houses. And she kind of like, oh, okay, I get you. So again, she's again crazy how she has $1 million, almost a million. Yeah, probably like $1 million just parked there. And
Wow.
they're huge properties. Again, that type of market for those properties, they're probably 2% of the community where I live can qualify for those houses.
What's
So
what would be monthly rent for $1 million house there?
uh, if you were again, I'm telling you, there's like 2% of the community here that actually can pay you that much, and it'll probably be around mm, probably like 7,000.
Okay.
But again, there are people again rarely you get those people because again
Gotcha.
the average income here is probably like 25,000 a year.
Yeah.
So again, and again, if I'm gonna get into something where I'm gonna if there's a million people, I'm only gonna look at 20,000 people,
Yeah.
and it's you gotta make sure I get the deal work. That's why I asked her. about if you give me my bank, I can do it. But she wants 50%. She's crazy. She's never gonna get 50%. No one's gonna give you 50% for a property that's worth, let's say, 50. No one's gonna give you 150K
What
just
what would you be your exit strategy there, Arturo, for the property?
if I get if I get no down payment, just me make her a monthly payment, maybe 1,000. I just rent it out for like 3. So I don't think nobody can qualify for that big of a house. Uh, Especially in my market, it's gonna be really hard to get somebody there to give me what 100K down payment. Now there are some people that can give you that much down payment, but they're real minimal. So if I'm gonna get into that type of situation where I'm responsible for a payment, I gotta make sure that I get a really, even though if I go to a loan, I go to the bank and I try to borrow 350, the regular mortgage payment, let's say, it's gonna be 2,300 all in. I can't pay 2,300 for a house. I wouldn't buy that house. The only way I will get into that situation is that if I can get a real down payment, and just use the bank, I'll give you $500 interest only. Everything that I give you is interest for the next 5 years, and then I'll just rent it. Pay $500, I rent it, and then hopefully in 5 years, the property is worth a little bit more than what I bought it for, and I can sell it to somebody else, or I just give it back to her. She collected interest, and then I collected the cash flow between the interest and the monthly payment for the rent. That will be the only exit strategy for that property. But again, but the way that I heard her, like she wants the full cash. First of all, it doesn't sound like she needs cash.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants top dollar. I don't know where she got her values from. It's just funny. That's why I didn't even ask her. They're just funny numbers. and like you heard her, she loves to talk. So I just let her talk a little bit, and she was just saying about this. Again, it's just funny numbers what she was throwing. If I was to ask her where she got her numbers from, it's another 30-minute conversation that I probably won't wanna get into. First of all, because the property is not something that I will buy. First of all, only if she's gonna be my bank. And when I asked her if she was gonna be my bank, she's like, yeah, with 50% down. No. So again, that's why I cut her off. I'll look at the properties. Again, I just put the word out with some people that I know that might have a buyer from like Mexico that has money that comes from over there that wants to get a high-end property. And I already know this lady wants those properties to get sold, and maybe I connect them and make the split in the middle. That's the only way that I can get those properties. I wouldn't even get involved. It's too much of a headache for the probability of me getting something done, unless I get it at a really low monthly payment. But it sounds like she's not ready for a low down payment, a low monthly payment.
Gotcha. Cool. Good to know.
So that was my strategy on that one. What's going on, guys?
I got a seller. We went over the contract yesterday, and I was supposed to call her I called her 15 minutes ago to follow up to see if we could move forward to signing it, because she said she had to call her lawyer, and I think I'm being ghosted. Any suggestions?
Call him from another number.
Ooh, good idea.
Yeah, just call it from another number. Now, when you say you send her the contract, was it like an e-contract, or how'd you send her the contract?
It was PDF and Google Doc. And then she said that she needed to look at it again.
What contract are you using? Your state contract, or are you using the one-page contract?
One page.
Okay. Okay. What state are you in?
I'm in New Jersey. The property is in Pennsylvania.
What I would have done there, again, those people are basically they're tire kickers. Those people that say, "Give me a contract, let me have my attorney review it." What I do, I just go to, let's say, Pennsylvania real estate contract, print the original one that the people in real estate use there in Pennsylvania, and send her a blank one.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of times where they say, "Oh, let me see your contract." Oh, yeah, it's the one that everybody. I just send her a blank one.
Gotcha.
Because they're just BSing you. They're really not motivated to sell the house. And again, they're gonna waste your time having you send him the contract. So I already literally have a blank contract that real estate realtors use in this area in Texas, and I send her a blank contract. He's like, it's blank. Like, yeah, you want to see the contract? That's the contract. Have your lawyer pay your lawyer $200 to review it.
Gotcha.
That's how you overcome that BS. Sending then, oh, I will have my attorney review. Oh, perfect. Yeah. What's your attorney's email? I'll go ahead and forward him the real estate contract for Pennsylvania. And send him that.
Yeah, that's slick. Thank you.
That's the way you overcome that BS, because it's basically just an objection. It's a BS objection. And I send her a blank one, and when they say it's blank, yeah, it's blank. Again, you want to see the contract, you want to review it. Again, it's what Pennsylvania agreed to transact properties. It's just a blank contract. And then once you're ready to sign, then your attorney will review it. Okay, perfect. So now it sounds like you're ready to go. If I send you the contract filled out with the price that we agree on and everything's what I said, it's in the contract, are you ready to sign, or are you still gonna do something else? And then wait for her to respond.
Gotcha.
And she says, no, I'm ready to go. Perfect. What's your email? Okay. Now I'll probably get right now it's 2 in the afternoon. Let's say I'll call you back around 4:30. Hopefully you don't have any questions, and if you do, write them down. And when I call you, we'll go over the contract and we can sign it then. How does that sound? Perfect. Okay, I'll call you back on 4:30.
Oh, you would use that standard form.
Yeah, if she's like that, then yeah, again, it's the same thing. Again, all contracts are assignable unless it says there it's not assignable.
Okay.
Unless somebody, again, all contracts are assignable. The only person that can the only way that contract cannot be assignable is usually that person says this contract's not assignable. They literally has to write it down. There's no words already input in the original contract saying that those contracts are not assignable. Someone has to physically go in there and put not assignable.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like she's just kicking tires. She's window shopping. She's just saying, "Oh, perfect," but you gotta be quick on the response. Oh, perfect. What's your attorney's email address? I'll go ahead and forward the contract right now. I have it right now here. And then you start typing. Where should I send it to? Because usually they don't even have an attorney.
Gotcha.
It's BS.
Gotcha. Well, lesson learned.
Yeah, but if they are, perfect. Go. Okay, your attorney already reviewed it. It seems like, yeah, usually every time that I send a contract to an attorney, they always say yes, that it's good to go. Once he approves it and he says it's good to go, if I send you the contract with the document and the information that we agreed on as far as the price, are you ready to sign, or are you gonna still have another question down the road? And again, you put them on the spot. Once the attorney sees it, once the attorney approves it, and once I send you the contract with the numbers that we agree on, are you ready to go and sign, or am I gonna still have a delay? And then pause.
Solid advice. Okay.
And then wait for it. And he says, "No, I'll go ahead and send it." Okay, perfect. I'll go send it right now. What's your email? Okay. Usually I'm gonna be home in around 2 hours, so I'll call you at 5 to make sure that you don't have any questions. And if you do, make sure you write down your questions. But it sounds like you probably won't, because your attorney already approved the contract. And I'm telling you the numbers that I'm telling you over the phone are the numbers that's gonna be there on the paperwork. And then let's go. Perfect. So you double close. You close on the beginning, and then you close. I'm gonna call you. And if you have any questions, write them down. But based on what your attorney said, you probably won't have any questions because he already would approve the loan, approve the contract, etc.
Awesome. Thanks, Arturo.
All right, brother.
Hey, Arturo.
What's going on, my brother?
For websites, what do you use? For websites, the website that you have.
I created it myself. I think it's through ClickFunnels, and I have that one. That was my original one, my ClickFunnels one. And then I have the issue that I told you guys with that I paid somebody $5K to do my SEO, so he created his own website, and that's the one that he has. And he's a what's called like a tech guy. He created his own website and he has it on his own server. But I haven't had any calls, so I'm gonna ask for a refund here in the next probably before the 90 days. So probably in about 10 days, I'll ask for the 5K refund.
Okay. How much did it cost you to build it?
I built it myself, like the one that I built. Talking the one that I
Yeah.
built?
Yeah.
Did it myself. It's super simple.
Oh, okay. Oh, you just went to a website and built it.
Yeah, click fun. Usually now there's Wix and there's all these servers. Back then it was a bunch of code. Now it's real user friendly. Click, and that's it.
Okay.
Go to a website that you know that it's in the business of buying and selling houses on the internet, and literally you just copy what they say. You literally go and copy their words and change their cities for your cities, so you can have the SEO that they're building, and then go from there. It's super simple. Again, building a website. That's why I told him. The guy's like, "Well, you had the website." Like, "Well, I didn't pay you for the website, bro."
Yeah. How much you pay monthly for that? Or you
Uh,
don't?
I think it's no, I don't pay monthly. Well, it is. I have it through a friend of mine that has ClickFunnels that he has a server. But usually when I had it on an independent server, I think it was like $10 a month. And for the website itself, it's $10 a year. I think for the www
Domain.
whatever. Yeah,
Domain.
yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
It's super simple. Don't pay nobody for a website, man. It's super simple to create. What I'm paying this guy 5K for is for the SEO and for the results. So far, zero results. And then he throws that, oh, you still have the website. No, I didn't pay you for a website, bro. I already had a website, and my website's higher ranker than you, and I created that website.
Yeah, that's not good. You gotta get your money back there.
So the good thing I use PayPal, so PayPal will cover me, and then he can't say anything. I have the copy of the text where I say I didn't pay for the website, bro. I paid for your SEO services, and you haven't provided anything. It's been a what? It's since January. Beginning of January, I paid 5K last year, the 29th of last year. So it's been what? Almost 3 months. It's gonna be 3 months by the end of this month, with no what's it called, no results. And the thing is, like, maybe he's just too busy doing his own stuff. You know what I mean? And it happens. I'm not saying that he doesn't know what to do with stuff, because again, I see him on Facebook saying that he is successful, but maybe when you take too many clients on, you're mediocre and whatever's not yours.
Right.
Happens.
So do you think maybe he was a show and not a good guy?
No, yeah, I know him. Again, he's worked with other investors that I know of. What I'm thinking is,
Oh,
the issue is that he doesn't have time to build my website. Like, to not build, he built the website, but to build the SEO. To build the SEO behind it, you have to be in it like every single day, checking and adding stuff. You know what I mean? It's a process of nurturing it every single day. And again, if I'm paying you 5K for results, again, you gotta provide results. You know what I mean? I don't need a pretty website. I already had a pretty website. It happens. It happens. That's one thing that happened. That this is He's just too busy building his other businesses. That for me, that his website for me is not a priority. That's why it's not performing. What's up, guys? Any questions? Anybody else? I don't know if you guys were on Justin's chat. Addie had that issue with the seller. Uh, Again, the main thing when you talk to a seller, you gotta be affirmative of what are you gonna do. This I'm gonna buy for this much, etc., etc. And if again, this is where we're learning how to read a client. Is like, it's really important. If you see that client might be hesitant, and that's why sometimes virtually is kind of difficult. That's why you have to improve your hearing when you're doing it virtually, because you can't see the customer's face or nothing. If you sense a little bit of hesitation, confer with them and confirm this, confirm that. Okay, perfect. And again, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this property. I might be a flip, it might be a rental. I might close in this LLC. I might close on another one. It depends on what my accountant says. But you gotta be really affirmative with what you say. I think that was one of her first mistakes. Like I was telling her, the second mistake is like when you are sending leads to that you have in the contract. What I do, I learned my mistake I learned my lesson the wrong way, the hard way. I sent it to an agent, and the agent contacted the seller originally. So literally, what I learned is like you literally have to call the agent. Hey, Mr. Agent, I'm a local investor in this area. Again, I don't buy all the properties that I look at, but some of them are really good properties where I kind of assign them to another investor so they can do the flip. Now, if I send you the property, you probably have cash buyers, right? They're like, oh yeah, we do have cash buyers. Perfect. Now, one of the things that is my concern is that it's happened to me before, where I send the property to you, to a realtor agent, and then they go around my back and they put me in a back position with the seller. Are you that kind of agent that's gonna go around my back and tell a seller that I'm trying to sell the contract, and then put them on the spot and wait for them to answer? If they say no, now you can send it to him. Don't just get all the lists, because again, you're gonna get that type of client, that type of agent is gonna reach out to the seller. That happened to Addie, and if your report in the beginning is not that great, like you're gonna be in the middle of, oh shit, now this guy's telling me that I'm unethical. Now, when somebody calls you unethical, you gotta respond quickly. They're going against your reputation as a person. Like I don't know if you guys saw it. I put it on the group text what to text them. Again, you know what? I unfortunately, again, I'm not gonna do business with somebody that's accusing me of something that I didn't do. Again, it sounds like this is pretty much dead. Are we okay to continue, or are you gonna be continue accusing me of being unethical? And if it is, you know what? Perfect. Let's cancel it. I don't need to do business with somebody that has that mentality, that mindset of me. But all those things could have been fixed by doing those things in the front end, and then betting your list that you're sending your leads to, your contracts to, and also making sure wrapping up the really good in the front end, saying, you know what, okay, it sounds like it might be a flip. Again, I'm gonna put on this LLC, LLC, but I don't know if I'm gonna close with this one or another one. But again, I'll have the attorneys handle that when it's time to get it done. And that way they see, okay, there's no issue. He got a contract for this LLC, now it's under this LLC. He told me in the front end. But again, the trouble that she got into is because the agent went around her back, or I don't know what it was. She blasted the contract to it, and then somebody reached out to the seller, saying that they were selling the contract. And again, if that happens, how do you respond to that? Like, yeah,
Can the agent do that? Like the agent is going. Well, the agent is going against the board, like the Realtors Association.
No, the agent has only when there's a contract between the agent and the seller that the contract is binded to do the rules. The agent has nothing with nobody. You know what I mean? Is it a shitty move? Yes. Is it against the law? No. Because the agent has no contract with nobody. He doesn't have a contract with the wholesaler, and he doesn't have a contract with a seller. You know what I mean, Mac?
Yeah, I got you.
So they're not. And again, so let's say, how do you respond when somebody says you're sending the contract? Like, yeah, again, we explore opportunities. Again, if we can buy it cash and then again resell it maybe 3-4 days on the road for a little bit more, we can do that. Again, that's what I do for a living. I can't buy your house and keep it and make money unless it's a rental. Again, we explore opportunities. Again, our business is for profit, like I told you. Quickly. He's like, you selling the contract? Yeah. Again, right now I'm buying it to buy your house, right? You agree at 115? Yes. So I'm buying it to buy your house. I have a 5-day inspection. Again, if I want to sell it before I buy it already, again, what's the issue, Mr. X? Like I mentioned, I buy properties for profit. I don't buy properties to lose money on. But again, if you don't have that great rapport and great confidence in what you say, then you're gonna get in a position where the seller's gonna be already telling you, oh no, this guy's no good. He already has a bad perception of you. Again, might as well you don't want that headache, but you learn from it. Like, yeah, again, property like your property, again, it might be a flip. Again, my funding guy say it might be a flip, but again, we're open to all situations. So what we do, We send it to other people that might buy it, might want to buy it as is, might want to live in it. And if we can do that, we'll buy it from you and send it to them. Is that an issue? Well, you haven't bought it, but we're on the contract, right? We signed the contract, right? Exactly. We're on the contract. So again, it's just those things that you have to be able to learn to be quick on what you say and how you say it, so that the person can say, oh, okay. It's like that guy with the mobile home, like the frame house that I spoke last week. I bought it for 4, I sold it for 2, right away like that. And I bought it for 400. And he's like, well, you're like, yeah, I'm in the business to make profit. And he's like, okay, oh, yeah, okay. And okay, you see how if you're quick what you're saying, again, we're in the business of making money. We're not in the business of losing money. Now, most people don't like to talk about money. I love to talk about money, especially when with my sellers. Like, yeah, I'm gonna probably buy this and try to make some money. I can either make money right now or making money down the road when I flip it. Again, it's like you, Mr. X. If there's $1 in the floor, are you gonna pick it up or not? Yeah, exactly. If somebody's telling me, hey, I'll buy it for 125, perfect. I'll buy it for 115. I'll sell it for 125. What's the issue with that?
Hey, so Arturo?
What?
Hey, thank you so much for yesterday.
Yep.
So do you I mean, like a contract like that, like if you're giving the seller options or whatever, is it okay to do like a non-exclusive contract with them? If the seller is like, you know what, if you're saying you're gonna do all that and you're giving me all this option, I don't want to tie down my property because you're not sure you're gonna buy it. So you know,
Remember,
I still wanna have it online because I still want to be open to people calling me. So would you suggest a non-exclusive option to the seller?
Oh no! Again, remember, Mr. X, me talking to the seller. Well, how do you think somebody buys a house, Mr. Seller? It's like well, somebody puts an offer, right? Yes. And then what do they do after they put an offer? It's like, well, they come inspect it. Okay. So if I'm gonna commit to buying it, I gotta get an option period, usually 10 or 15 days. In that option period, you cannot sell it to nobody because I'm committing to spending $300-400 for the inspection, $400 for the appraisal, $100 for the pest control, termite review. I'm gonna invest money in trying to get this property. So you can't just be non-exclusive. Now, it sounds like if you want to be non-exclusive, then it sounds like we don't have a deal. Unless you want to have a non-exclusive, just it's like that that guy that goes with Steve on Monday, where you just get the best price they can give you and then go get a buyer, but it's not exclusive. The seller can sell it if he wants to before you. But when you're gonna buy it, like if you want to wholesale it, let's say you get it at 115. Yeah, Mr. X, you had to guarantee me that you're gonna sell it to me if I approve of the inspection. I can't spend $700 and then when I finally say okay to buy it, you say, oh no, I already got a seller, I already got a buyer at a higher price. It doesn't work like that. That's the real estate does not work like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you just gotta educate these people a little bit on how it's common sense.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
It's all about you, man. What's with that hat?
Hey, live in Texas, man. You gotta wear a hat on Fridays.
We don't wear those in New York, I don't think.
Yeah, you definitely don't work in New York. But in Texas, if you don't wear this one on Fridays, you get a fee. You get fined. You gotta wear the boots and the cowboy hat.
That thing we talked about a second ago on Monday. Those options, those are exclusive options.
There we go. Again, like for me, if I can get the seller just to have a shot, you don't want to give me a shot, not exclusive. You can sell it if you want to. It works. But yeah, if you want to be exclusive, then definitely it works as well too. As long as
you can do it both ways. When we're giving the seller what he wants on paper, I want exclusivity. I don't want to jerk around, and I want to go back and have the opportunity to renegotiate with the guy if I have to. And if I get him all the money and the deal makes sense, why not? Whatever. I don't have to negotiate.
Exactly.
Yep. Anyways, doing something on Monday. I don't know what it is. Thinking outside the box, creativity, something on Monday. You gonna be around Monday night?
Yeah, I'll be there on Monday.
All right, man.
What's up, guys? So that's one. Like I was telling Addy, you got to be able to vet your whoever you blast your leads to, your contracts to, and you gotta be able to have a strong rapport in the beginning, in the front end. If you're gonna use a track, like for Texas, again, nowhere does it say that it's not an assignable contract, only unless somebody writes it in, and it happens. It happens a lot. But again, you gotta if you're confident in what you do, you should be okay. And again, Addie made a mistake a couple of times on the contract. Like I was telling her, she didn't put an option period, which okay, you don't if you don't have an option period, that means you're binded to buy that property, even though she had a verbal 5-day inspection, and the contract didn't say have an option period. And
Everything's got to be in writing.
There's an option period and there's an escrow deposit. It's two different things. In my contract, it says I'll give you an option of $10, and the escrow is gonna get deposited after the inspection is approved, and it'll be a $500 escrow. Again, I don't deposit escrow because what if you don't want to release the escrow? What if you want to be an asshole? I don't want to have my money tied up there for 3 months trying to fight you to sign the release of escrow, even though I didn't buy it. So you got to be able to put this type of words in the contract that it protects you. And again, one of the things that if you don't know, ask, because again, you can get in trouble. You can get in trouble again. Now, when you're an investor, you don't abide by any of the regulations as far as the realtors do. I'm an investor trying to buy a property, and this is what we said. I don't have to disclose. Again, I don't have to disclose what I'm gonna do with the property. I don't have to tell you what else he's gonna close on this deal. I can do it if I want to be nice, but I don't have to. I don't abide by any of the rules. I can literally put this property on the contract in a napkin, and in Texas it works. But again, when you're a realtor, when you're somehow licensed, then you fall under regulations. You got to be by the book. But I'm an investor. I'm somebody that got insurance money. Again, I don't follow under any regulation. I'm trying to buy the property. That's it. So he was telling about wholesaling laws, et cetera, et cetera. Again, it's BS. I don't follow under those laws. I don't have to follow those laws. To the best of my knowledge, I don't have to follow those laws. I can put my contract on your property in the contract in an napkin, and it'll work. I can take it to the title company as long as there's exchange of money and consideration, and it works. But again, once you're licensed, then yes. Once you're a broker, like if you're a broker and you're a wholesaler, or you're a broker and you're an investor, you got to disclose, you know what, man, I'm going to buy this property as an investor, but I'm also a broker. You have to disclose this information, because now you have your license ahead on top of you telling you got to disclose. So again, going back to business, being a 9-to-5 employee and being an investor, guys, you got to crack some shells. If you want to make money in real estate, you got to crack some shells. You can't be walking, trying to be all safe. Again, stay in your 9-to-5.
Last time I talked to you, you had problems with a VA. Did you work all that out?
I didn't hire her. She sent me another message. I haven't hired her for a new month. I paused. I think my month ended the beginning of the month, so I'm paused on that one. I had another VA that I'm talking to. I sent this lady a text to ask her what happened to this Brad guy, and she hasn't responded to me. So we'll see what she tells me. But again, I'm trying to get another VA guy to do my calls.
I'm just curious how you met out with the last one, the one that was working out so well, and then there was
that's that one. That's that one.
Oh, so she's gone.
My month expired. I think it was the 5th of March.
Yeah.
Now I had to pay it for another month, and then I brought up that you know what, hey, this happened. I have this person that I know as far as an investor that this happened to him. What happened? Again, if she gives me a good response, and again, I can't. It's working out for me, so I'm willing to spend this. I think I'm paying her $690 a month. Again, it's worth it, because again, whatever she's giving me, I made money on it. So
Yeah, well, I go back and find out what, it could very well be the investor was off the wall. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be very well that it was just miscommunication.
If it was working for you, why wouldn't it keep working?
Exactly.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Break it up with her and ask her to give me a response.
All right, I gotta go. I got stuff I gotta do, but man, I just checked in here for a couple of minutes. Hey, man, hopefully we'll see you Monday night. Keep smiling.
I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
All right, so hi to everybody. Have a great weekend. You guys take care. Thanks.
Yeah, man. What's up, guys? Any questions?
Could you go over how to handle escrow again? You said.
How to handle escrow?
No, you said that you don't want to be stuck having to release the funds if you don't buy it.
So there's two things in real estate. There's the option fee. You know what, Mr. Seller? I'm gonna give you $100, so you can give me a 10-day option period for me to do all my work, to investigate, to do the inspection, the contract work, etc. Right? Once I do that and I approve that I'm gonna go forward, only if the buyer says, "Well, I want to hire escrow," perfect. Once I approve and I go and do the inspection, I approve of going forward, I'll give you a $100, a $200 escrow deposit, or I'll give you a $500 escrow deposit, or 1,000. What happens if you just automatically open escrow for 1,000? Let's say you have an option period of 10 days, and you open escrow right away with $1,000. So, and let's say that now that you're 5 days into it, and you say, you know what, I'm not gonna buy this house. So you send a termination of the contract. Now you gotta send the seller a release of escrow where he needs to sign saying that he's releasing you from the contract, and then he's signing you to get the escrow money back. What if that seller is like, this guy, you lied to me. I don't have $1,000 just to have him there stuck. While even though I didn't lie to him, he wants to be an asshole. He can delay it. He can delay it for 3 months, and I have my one case stuck there.
Gotcha.
So again, most people don't ask for it. Usually, when I do my contract, it's always going to be like $10, and that's enough for in Texas to be to open title and open contract. Only when it says when the seller tells you, well, I want a bigger escrow deposit. Okay, how much would you like? He's like, I want $5K. Well, I'll give you 1,000. Perfect. But my escrow deposit will be deposited after I do my inspection.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I pay you $10 for the consideration for the option period. I do my inspection. Once I do my inspection, it's approved by the inspection and by my partner. I'll go ahead and I'll do 1K and I'll open escrow at the escrow company. Only after it's been approved by my partner and only after the inspection comes back satisfactory.
Gotcha. So 10-day option form, and then if all is good,
open up
escrow.
Yeah. That's what I do, because again, I don't have, unless you know it's gonna be a deal. If the house, if you already have a buyer, like in my area, I already know the buyers. I already know if I get this property at this price, I already have a buyer for it. So I might open this right away, because I already know I probably won't even have to go walk through. So if you know you already have a buyer right away, then open escrow right away so the title can get started and get it worked on. And that's only if they give you that's too low of an escrow deposit. Well, mister, that's not an escrow deposit. That's just an option fee. In Texas or in any part of the country, in order for a contract to be binding, there has to be a signature and there has to be an exchange of value. I got to give you $10. He said, well, I want a little bit more. Yeah, I can give you 1,000. Well, how much would you like? $500. Yeah, I'll give you $500 after I pass my inspection and my approval. My partner approves it. Not before. That's not how real estate works. I got to make sure that it's going to be a good property. And it's not worth what you're telling me, or there's holes in the wall that you tell me about. So, okay, it's coming. Okay, perfect. Then you go from there.
Nice. Thank you.
So yeah, guys, again, you got to be able to, like I was telling Mag, doing a pivot. we got to be able to control our expenses, guys. One of the things that's made me successful is being able to be resourceful with what I have. You can't just put money into something and hope it flourishes, because it's either you're gonna fail and you're gonna throw a lot of money into it. You gotta be able to control. It's like when I was a lender. When I was a lender, you had a budget for marketing. This is it. That's it. And you gotta let it. You gotta make it spread all the way through the month. You gotta reach out here. You gotta do a couple of donations. You gotta do a couple of promotions, a couple of sponsorships, only with this money. That's it. I gotta work with that. So instead of buying a big sponsorship that's gonna cost me 3,000, all my budget goes in there. Maybe I buy smaller signs and spread it out and have more value for my buck. But I gotta be able to be resourceful. And instead of buying something for 4,000, I'll buy one thing that's kind of like 20% of what it is at maybe $500, but I buy five, and that's kind of the same size of the big one. Being able to be resourceful, and that's what a part of this business. You got to be able to control your output so you can maximize it. If you can't control your output, again, you're literally have a losing battle, because either you're gonna, if you don't make money, you're gonna rat out of money. Especially if you're not making money in the real estate, there's no loans, there's no uh, um, purchases being closed. You can't just be spending. No, you gotta be able to control it, and that's what's made me successful, being able to control it. And that's it. My cap is this. How can I, when you're put in a position where you have to be creative because there's no more money, you'll find a way. Let's say you're hungry and there's no money, walk into a what's it called, like a Luby's, and get the free crackers. Walk into the Jack in the Box and get the ketchup. Walk into the gym, take a shower. You become creative. You become resourceful. And that's the way you're supposed to run business. You become resourceful. It's not just about spending, because it's never gonna take you into a winning situation where you just spend, not controlling it. Again, especially I ran my branch was 20 million. Again, I had to control the expenses, the output expenses, and I had to control the delinquency and find a way to reach out to somebody and be resourcefully creative. And again, that's what I was telling Mac. You got to be able to be resourceful with what you have. And if this is it, this is it. It's not that you have to be disciplined in being able to control the expenses and work with what you have. And if you have to be a little more creative, then being in scarcity makes you creative. Being hungry makes you go into those free places that maybe you have free crackers. Walk into the mall and walk in front of the places that sell food, they give you free picks of food. Just boom. You know what? It's 2 p.m. I'm hungry. Let me go to the mall real quick. Walk into the mall, get 5 bites, go walk out, go walk into water, and get out, go out to work. Because you're being resourceful. Because you know that's it. So again, one of the things that I tell everybody, like me, I'm frugal as fuck because I know that it works. You have to be frugal because that's the way you control. You minimize your costs and you maximize your bang for your buck. And it's a part of being a successful business owner, is being able to control that. And again, having great rapport, going back to Addie, and being able, again, I can't say enough, being able to say the things that you want to say, when it matters. You got to be able to say those things when it matters in front of the seller, not just say them afterwards. Like, no, don't text them back. You got to be able to be in front of the seller by phone or in person and being able to ask those questions. Like this lady that I just told her when we first started the conversation. You got to be able to tell them the things that, how come you haven't listed with an agent? And she said, well, I don't want to pay the fees. Well, you don't sell it to an agent. You don't put it with an agent to save on the fees. You put it with an agent because they have the people that market to the buyers. Yeah, oh, okay. Now she doesn't want to pay, but she wants $12. Okay, I'll give you $1, but okay, no, can you be my bank? She's like, yeah, well, I want 50% down. Like, well, that doesn't work. That's impossible. So again, saying those things, because again, I could have just hung up and I could have like, shit, I could have told her about this, about that. No, being able to tell them that what's important to you to get the decision is it going to be a good purchase or are you going to say bye to it? And that's the way you say it. What's up, guys? Talk to me.
Hey, Arturo.
What's going on, David?
Hey, I got a lead with a homeowner that she would like to sell, but she's trying to figure out how to quarterback that with relatives living there. She's tired of I guess upkeep and everything, but that's the issue that she has, is that there's other relatives that live there.
Okay, their relatives, it's her house, and the relatives that have interest in the house are they're just people that can get kicked out.
They live with her, basically. It's the house has been in the family for a while. It's free and clear.
Okay.
But
So
she wants to sell, but she's just having a problem because of the family that lives with her.
They don't want to move out. The family that's living there doesn't want to move out.
Yeah, like she doesn't know what to do with them.
Okay. What price is the price? Have you guys talked about price?
No, I have to call her back today because she was driving yesterday, but I did some research on the property.
Okay. Again, if it makes sense, just buy it, and once you sell it, ma'am, you guys have to leave. Once they start, it's already on the contract, and you start doing everything, and you start taking your contractors in there, they're gonna start noticing, oh, I gotta leave. Yeah, and again, it's basically gonna be like an eviction. So make sure that if you buy it at the right price, having to evict them, it's a negotiation price reduction. If you have a buyer already, let them know, you're gonna buy it with the tenants that most likely would need to get evicted. Does that work for you? Perfect. Okay.
And if it doesn't, then it's not a deal, basically.
What doesn't what?
If the buyer's not, the buyers that I've spoken to, they don't buy with tenants because of the moratorium.
Okay, yeah. If it's yeah. So if it's an issue that you have a moratorium, they don't get kicked out. I think it's always already lifted for renters. I think only the mortgages.
And the mortgage, the mortgage is until June 30th if they don't extend, right?
Yeah, the mortgage you can foreclose on them. But I think the evictions, that one already got lifted. I think you might want to check.
Okay. All right, I'll check that out. And then on the mortgages with the moratorium, that's only on like Fannie and Freddie. That's not on like these other ones.
Yeah, federally backed loans. So I think it's
okay.
FHA, VA. Yeah, those only the ones that are what's federally backed loans. Anything else? No.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, make sure that you get a big discount, because you know what, I'm gonna have a headache kicking them out. It sounds like even though once you tell them that it's already sold, they might not want to leave.
What type of reduction would you be talking about?
Well, check your area. So what does it cost for you to do an eviction? A couple of thousand? What if they damage it? 5,000, maybe like a 5 to 10K reduction.
Okay.
But it's not only just getting served. It's what if they mess up the property? It's like, well, it's not theirs. Exactly. That's why they'll mess it up. It's not theirs. And unfortunately, you can't tell them not to do it because they're in there. They might be able to take pictures, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nah, I'm not gonna go back on you, man. I'm telling you to give me money back, give me more because they messed up the house. Again, I want to make sure that if I go 100% with this property, I get the discount in advance because of this. Unless they're already kicked out, and before we sign, I do a walkthrough and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
If they're gone, then I don't get any other discount. But if they're still
have you ever done have you been successful with cash for keys?
Done a couple of times, yes.
Never had anything bad go negative with that?
Nope. You gotta be upfront with them. You know what, Mister? There's two things I can do. I can pay the attorney and have the attorney go to the judge, approve it, and have the sheriff come and kick you out, or I can give you whatever I'm gonna pay to them. How much? What do you want to do? He's like, well, how much can you give me? Well, how much do you want?
How much do you need, basically?
Yeah, how much do you need? And make it what's it called? If they say 5K, look at the rents. If the rental for the house is 1,000, I can't do that. But I can lose probably give you $500, half of the rent. That's how you gauge how much you give them. Unless the property have a 50K benefit, if you buy it, then yeah, you might want to bump it up a little more. Because it all depends on what's the value If you're gonna get a lot of profit, then yeah, you might want to give them a little more. But ask them. But if it's gonna be a regular profit of 20K, you can't give that too much because 20K can go like this with fees and everything go fast. Now 50K, 60K, yeah, you might want to give them 3,000, 4,000, and again, 50K is still a big chunk of money that you're still gonna keep.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Appreciate the advice.
All right, brother. So remember, guys,
Arturo?
go ahead, Addie.
Hey, are the courts open in Texas?
Are the what?
The courts, like open in Texas.
The court, yeah.
Okay, everybody's back. Okay.
Yeah. The only ones that for courts and foreclosures is only FHA-backed loans, VA loans, etc. Federally backed. Everything else is getting foreclosed.
Okay.
So again, you gotta be able to, like I tell everybody, guys, you gotta be able to be confident in what you say. And again, this has to become either you're in front of the seller, that has to come through your face and the way you talk. If you're not in front of the seller, your phone has to be sharp and on point. Because if not, you're gonna get stepped on. And again, you're gonna get stepped on, you might get discouraged. Because, oh, this guy's an asshole. There's assholes every day. But if you have the right words, again, an asshole can just be one in the list. A little nudge to your belt. And again, if you guys need help, guys, reach out to anybody. There's tons of people that can help you out. Don't just try to go, what's gun ho and do it. No, reach out to somebody. If you don't understand how to do something, a quick text can help somebody benefit from being able to be protected. And I can face the fear and get it done. What's up, guys? Any other questions? We're about to wrapping it up in about 3-4 minutes. Again, it's been a crazy week. Like I was telling you that if you wanna see the true character of somebody, I don't know if you guys have it on Facebook. If you really want to see the true character of somebody, not the role that they play in front of you, but the true character of somebody, get greed involved. Once you get greed involved, they'll shed that character, the nice person, they'll show you their true character. And again, sometimes you're surprised. And again, more than once for me. And it happens. But again, you learn from those things. You get to pick little things. You know what? This person, even though he's trying to portray this type of face in front of me, based on what I've seen before, there's a couple of red flags that tell me, you know what, this is the way this person is. And as such, you treat them. But yeah, guys, again, it's not fun in games and anything, especially when there's money involved. And that's why they say you never want to do business with your friends. As soon as there's money involved, people can be friends for 20 years. And then for one business deal that goes bad, they're no longer friends for the rest of their lives. And it happens over and over and over. That's as you can tell. If you want to see the true character of somebody, get money involved. But yeah, that's another what's it called, learning experience for me. And we move forward. The good thing, there's courts and there's ways to protect yourself. So guys, let's have a success. Again, the weekend, make some calls on the weekend. Make sure that you ask the questions that you need to ask right there and then, that you don't wait to send them another text. Oh, I forgot to ask you this. The best way to get responses when you're there in front of the person or when you're on the phone, you can understand. You can already talk and you can see if they're gonna lie to you or they're gonna tell you the truth by the way they speak. All right,
Thanks,
my guys.
Arturo. Have a good weekend, man.
Likewise, be safe. Have a
Thanks, Arturo.
successful weekend.
Thank you.